So in this particular video, I'm going to show you a list of CPA networks that I would highly recommend that you join. Now, if you do a Google search, you're going to find a lot of CPA networks out there. In fact, you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of CPA networks. However, the goal is not to sign up with every single CPA network that you see. The goal is to sign up with 2 or 3 of the larger CPA networks. Start out with that. Try to make some money before you actually move on to the other sites. Now, I'm going to recommend a few sites, but I'm going to let you pick and choose. Now, the first CPA network I want to talk about is neverblue.com. And Neverblue is one of the bigger CPA networks that offers many different types of CPA offers. And the great thing is that with CPA networks is that they assign to you an affiliate manager. So if you have any questions, if you have any problems of anything, or you've got any questions about the terms of conditions and things like that, you can always call up your affiliate manager, because they assign you affiliate managers because they want you to make a lot more money, because in turn they make a lot more money as well. So that's the big difference between CPA networks and a lot of affiliate networks, is that with CPA networks you have your own affiliate manager. Well, not your own, but you're assigned to an affiliate manager who will help you when needed, by phone, by instant messenger, which Neverblue actually offers, and actually communicate with Okay, so in this particular video, I'm going to talk about signing up for CPA networks and how to increase your approval rate. You see, before you sign up for CPA networks, you must realize that they will not take just anybody. You see, CPA networks have an application screening process, so I'm going to give you some pointers, as to how to increase your chance of being accepted. Now, before I actually mention all of this, I'm going to go back to Internet Explorer here just to show you the sign-up page. When you sign up for Neverblue, they're going to ask you the basic questions like your email, password, and all that. But then later on, they're going to ask you to fill out a full form. Now, I'm not actually going to go through it because I've already have an Okay, so once you're in, then what? Well, if you haven't actually been approved by CPA Network, don't worry. You can go ahead and watch this video, and when you are approved, then you can always come back and go to the promotional section and start promoting your CPA offers. This is merely for informational and educational purposes. So we're going to talk about CPA types and what's available to you. Now, before I get started, I do want to mention that you don't want to try to use black hat methods. If you don't know what black hat methods are, they're basically tricking CPA networks and stuff between the gray line, basically. Because CPA networks will eventually detect this in the long run. And all that, the work you've done, and you've worked so hard to build up, the marketing for your CPA offers will be taken away. So that's why I say do everything, follow their terms of service, and don't trick them, because eventually they're going to find out. Now, the key to increasing the conversions of the prospect actually taking a specific action, it'd be good to make a website that surrounds that topic matter. Sort of like what I showed you in video 1, that example of the insurance quotes. They included, different things like a website and news. They included blog posts. They included information to pre-sell the prospect to actually take action. Let's start with the basics. With the basics, we've got zip submits and email addressed submits. What that means is that basically, I'm sure you saw in video 1, where all you had to do is choose a certain quote type and then enter your zip code. Well, with zip submits, you get $1 or so amount every time somebody goes to your site and fills out the zip code. Now, with email address, you might get a little more, but it's about the same. Now, these two types are very basic, so your conversions are going to be higher because all they have to do is enter one thing and that's it, but you're going to make less money. By making less money, that means you have to send a lot more prospects to your website to get them to sign up. So you rely on more traffic, more marketing to make more money. Then we have form filling that are generally related to lead generation offers like financial offers, credit score offers, debt relief. And I'm going to go to Never Blue here just to show you what they're offering. And a lot of these things are lead generation. So whether you go to a dating site, for example, and you have to fill out, I'm a man looking for a woman, and I am 20-something years old. So if I do that, and if I send somebody to the dating site, they fill out the information, I could get anywhere from $1, $2 to $4 because they have to fill out a little more information. So basically, things like insurance quotes, like I said earlier, or payday loans, skincare, anti-aging lead generation. Those types of things generally produce and allow you to earn more money because they're required to fill out more information. And let me just go through here so you can see what it's all about. Let me go to downloads. Nice thing about Neverblue and other CPA networks is they actually provide you with statistics of the conversion rates of the network earnings. So you can actually pick and choose possible CPA offers that are converting higher. And Neverblue does this because they want you to choose the ones that are converting a lot higher so that you can make them more money. Of course, you make more money as well. So you can sort of see, like, the easy to create products, the network earnings are not that high, except for the easy cards. But we have popular screensavers here, and the network earnings are greater, just like the ones up here. And we can see the EPC and how much we get paid for the lead. So generally leads are form fillers, so people will just fill out forms. Okay, so in the previous video I talked about how you can pick and choose different CPA offers and the CPA offer types that are available to you. Now, in this video I'm going to show you how to do keyword research so that you can take the keywords and apply them to your landing pages, to your PPC campaigns, so you can begin promoting your CPA offers. Now, it's good to do keyword research not just to get the keywords to bid on, but also to do some research on your competition and test the market. Try to find out keywords that people use that are desperate to find a solution. Because if you find a market and you find the keywords that the market's using, but they're not keywords that make people desperate on getting a specific solution, then when they land to your landing page, then they're more likely not going to take action. So you want to target specific people that are going to take action and that are looking to take action or do whatever it takes to solve their problem or solve their wants or desires. It doesn't always have to be a problem. It could be a desire or a want. Because a lot of people actually go on the net and buy things because it's what they want. It's not exactly what they need. Like ringtones, or, nobody really needs ringtones. They just want it because it's a pretty cool thing to have. Okay, so I'm going to take this as an example so we can do some research on Digsby IM Client. Digsby is basically a software program that people can download and sort of merge and centralize their Yahoo, AIM, ICQ, Facebook, and all their accounts into one interface, which is pretty neat. Now, we're looking at the promotions that are allowed and which ones are not allowed. We're not allowed to email, but we are allowed to do search. So we can send people to a specific landing page that might have a pre-selling method to it, to either it's a video or something to show people how cool it is to use Digsby's IM Client. And of course, before you actually take action, later on I'll talk about TOS, terms of service, and make sure that you abide by those terms of service. Now that I know that I'm going to promote the Digsby IM Client, I'm going to go to Google and type that in. And I've done that here, and I can see that, it only has 150,000 search results, which is not bad at all. In fact, I could probably bump to the top of these if I wanted to. And in fact, you can actually see a review of this person here. He did a video review, and videos are great because Google loves videos, and they will rank your video pretty high. For example, if you post on YouTube, like this person here, it seems like he posted the same video on Rever.com and YouTube.com. And who knows, he could be promoting the Digsby IM Client that goes and builds leads, and he makes money from it without anybody knowing it, of course. So the key here is to figure out your competition. Okay, Digsby, that's the main site. That's the main site. That's not the main site. How many people am I competing with? So if it is the case that I am competing with around 100,000 people to 150,000, the interesting thing is there are no Google AdWords ads on here, as you can see. So nobody is promoting this through Google AdWords, even on the main thing. So this might be a good keyword. I could maybe make a review, Google PPC review on this, make a video review so that I kind of show up here. So that could be a possible keyword. So I could put that maybe here. Then maybe I can target people who are using, Facebook, all these different things, who want to kind of centralize everything. So maybe I could look at Digsby.com. Maybe I could look at these other sites that are promoting Digsby. And what's pretty interesting is the guy at the top, he looks like he posted on Mashable, which is right here. And he just posted about a few paragraphs and a picture, and that was it. He got to the top of Google. So that tells me right there that if I just use things like social bookmarking, and I use PPC, and I promote this, then I probably would be able to beat a lot of my competition. Now, I'm not going to go in depth about marketing here, since I'm talking about keywords. Let's search for Digsby.com. Or let's search for social networks software. and that's not the right market. So what I probably want to do is use word tracker, like free word tracker, and I'll go here, and I could use Word Tracker Labs, which I'll show you in a minute what that's all about, which is pretty nifty. So since there's so many different things that the Diggsby IM client supports, I can pretty much customize this as much as possible, but I need to find the correct keywords that I want to rank on. And as you saw, Diggsby was easy because even the main keyword, there weren't a lot of reviews on that page, or nobody was using Google AdWords, in fact. So I can see that that niche right there is not highly saturated at all. So the second question that I'm going to ask myself is this really a hungry niche, or is this a niche that I have to educate the market in? Because if I have to educate the market, and nobody's really searching for this kind of thing, then I might as well find something else, because I'm going to be wasting my time. So I did a search on Diggsby, and I'm only getting 141 searches. 5 searches for the rest ones and 1 searches, which is not high at all, but it has a potential and might be worth a shot, but not necessarily a desperate, hungry niche. So in this case, I might choose to go forward with it, or I might not. Because seeing my research here, it's not as high as I would think. But the word Diggsby, yes. Diggsby has 141 searches, which is not horrible, and that might mean that I might be one of the few people promoting this, but it's worth a shot. Now, if this Diggsby keyword was about, less than this, I would probably pass it and go to another CPA offer. But as you can see here, what I'm probably going to do is just bid on the main Diggsby IM client. And the nice thing about Google is if I type in the keyword Diggsby, as you can see here, we've got Diggsby IM client, Diggsby skins, Diggsby download, and I could use all of these keywords here. What I'll probably do is create a simple, quick and easy campaign and promote this client, Diggsby IM client here, and test it out, and just take maybe about 15 to 30 minutes of my time to test it out and see whether it's worth it. If it's not, I'm going to move on and try to find another profitable niche. Because one of the biggest mistakes people make is they often go out, they try to find a cool product first instead of looking at the market first. Now, in the previous videos, I actually showed you the CPA offers, and then I showed you the keyword research, but that was just to show you what was available to you. So you kind of want to do your research first, and then sift through the CPA offers and see which one will actually convert. Because your goal is to see, is it worth it for me to get into or not? Another cool keyword tool is Word Tracker Labs. If you go to Google, okay, so now in this particular video, I'm going to show you how to create landing pages that promote your CPA offers. Now, creating landing pages requires you to understand how to create a website. There are tools that you can use that will allow you to do this, so you don't have to learn how to program or how to code or anything like that. So even if you don't know how to program, if you know how to use basic tools, that I'm going to show you, this should be pretty easy to do. Now, before we get started, I do want to mention that you need to have a domain name and web hosting. If you don't have a domain name, I would highly recommend that you go to Namecheap.com. And Namecheap looks like this. And as you can see here at Namecheap, you can type in a certain domain name that you want and see if it's available and purchase it for $9.69 per year, which is not bad at all. So you can pretty much get your website up and running with less than $20. Just initially, of course. Hosting will cost a little more than that. It might cost about $10 a month or less. With web hosting, I would recommend that you use HostGator, and HostGator looks like this. And as you can see here, HostGator only costs $4.95 per month for the basic stuff. And they offer 3 plans: a hatchling, baby, and business. $4.95, $7.95, and $12.95. If you're just getting started, I recommend that you just use the $4.95, and that's it. And I know some of you might ask, well, once I get my domain name, once I get my hosting, then how do I connect the two? Well, HostGator provides you with enough information on how to connect the two and get your website up and running. So that's not a problem there. That's not an issue. So don't worry about that. Take care of that first. We'll go ahead and create the landing pages. Now, before I move on, I do want to mention that if you are going to use the method of purchasing a specific domain name for every single CPA offer, that's fine too. But if you do that, you want to make sure that you use similar keywords of the offer that you're going to promote in your domain name. So if I was promoting Digsby, I am client, I might want to ask Digsby, but I might say I am client review or something like that. Because I don't want to use Digsby because that might be breaking the law in relation to trademarks. Of course, you can always email them to find out what their legalities are. But most of the time, you can't use the same name that they're using in your domain name. Otherwise, that's going to be trademark breaking of that law. So you don't want to do that. Otherwise, you have to pay more money later on and you get fines, and that's not good. So make sure that you use similar keywords. The keywords that you use do not always have to relate specifically to the name of the product or the CPA offer. Okay, so the question is, how do we keep it simple? Well, there's 2 ways of going about this. The way I'm going to show you is setting up a landing page. That's just going to be a single landing page. And you can sort of pre-sell in that way if you want to. You can write a review of Digsby's I Am Client text format, put a video on there if you want. That's what we're going to do. Second of all, you could either go to flexibilitytheme.com, and I've noticed that they have a lot of easy ways to set up a sales page or a review page very, very quickly. And with WordPress, with HostGator.com, you can create WordPress within a few seconds just by logging into the cPanel and doing that. So I just wanted to point this out if you want to take this as a different option. Now that you know that's available to you, I'm going to use a program called NVU. If you don't know where that is, type in NVU. Click download when you see the net2.com/NVU. Click on download, and I'm going to see, if I'm using Windows, which I am, I'm going to click on download Windows. If you're using Windows, I don't recommend that you download the zip version. Download the .exe, because once you download it, you can install it right away. Okay, so let's zoom forward and assume that you've downloaded this, and feel free to pause it at any time. Okay, so for test purposes, I'm going to create a new folder here, and I'm going to name it landing page. Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk about promoting your site with pay-per-click or PPC AdWords. You can use other avenues like SEO, things like that. But one thing I want to say before we actually dive into this is that you need to make sure that the campaign that you are promoting allows a certain thing like search, web, social network, DLS, things like that. Because if they're not allowed and you promote it that way,